Hello students, welcome to Shobh's classes. This is Himadri Datta. So in today's lecture we'll be talking about Ricardian theory of comparative advantage. So as you know, in the previous three videos we were talking about the basic model and basic assumptions, and we also developed the difference between comparative advantage and absolute advantage. So in this video we'll talk about gains from trade. So in this video specifically we'll talk about gains from trade. So in this video specifically we'll talk about gains from trade. Now what is gains from trade? That is, according to Ricardo, countries engage in trade simply because they gain from trade. That is, gains from trade are of two types: gains from exchange and gains from specialization. So Ricardo basically divided gains from trade into two categories. The first one is gains from exchange, and the second one is gains from specialization. So gains from exchange and gains from specialization. Now gains from specialization arises due to an improvement of terms of trade after specialization. Gains of specialization arises due to rise in labor productivity after specialization. So it arises due to rise in productivity after specialization. So rise in labor productivity after specialization. Due to this, what happens? The gains from specialization. And gains from exchange takes place due to what? It takes place due to this arises because due to an improvement of the terms of trade after specialization. It happens because of improvement improvement in terms of trade after specialization. So however, these two types of gains are not mutually exclusive, rather they go hand in hand. They are not mutually exclusive, rather they go hand in hand. Now a country gains from trade due to improvement in terms of trade, which occurs if the price of the exportable goods rises or if the price of importable goods falls. So how improvement of terms of trade takes place? If the price of exportable good rises or if the price of importable goods falls. If the price of importable goods falls. So now as a result, what happens? That as a result of trade, the common international price ratio lies between two trade price ratios in the two countries. So as a result of trade, the common international price ratio lies between the two trade. So as a result of trade, the common international price ratio lies between the two pre-trade price ratios in two countries. So for this we know the rise in relative price of clothes in America will lead to America to specialize in the production of cloth as shown in the diagram that we are going to draw now. So now we are going to draw another diagram. It is QC. Now, as you know, we'll denote it by P and we'll denote it by T. So this is the, and now we'll draw the diagram which is possibilities of trade. So this is expansion of consumption, possibilities of trade. This is expansion of consumption possibilities of trade. So here in this diagram it will look like this. P star, and it will look like QW. This is the case for Britain. Now what happens is that a rise in relative price of cloth in America will lead to America to specialize in the production of cloth. So a rise in relative price of cloth in America will lead to what? It will lead to America to specialize. It will lead America to specialize in the production of cloth. In the production of cloth as shown in the point F. So as shown in the point F. So as shown in the point F, the fall in relative price of cloth in Britain, the fall in relative price of. So now here what we can see is that rise in relative price of cloth of America, that America to specialize in the production of cloth. Now from here what we can do is, we know that the fall in relative price of cloth in Britain will lead Britain to specialize in the production of wine. As you can see it here, production of wine as shown by F star, as shown by F star. In other words, what we can see that the equalization of relative prices in two countries lead each other country to specialize in the production of good which it has relatively lower in unit of labor requirement, So now we can show the gains from specialization for both countries. Mutual gain are of two types, production gain and production gain and consumption gain. So mutual gain are of two types. One is production gain, another is the consumption gain. So first what I'll do is I'll simply look at the production gain. So what is production gain? It is basically America could use 1 hour of labor to produce 1 by ALW units of wine. America could use 1 hour of labor America could use 1 hour of labor to produce 1 by ALW units of wine. 1 by ALW units of wine, or 1 by ALC units of cloth, or 1 by ALC or 1 by ALC units of cloth. The cloth could then be exported to get wine in exchange. The cloth could then be exported to get wine in exchange. The cloth then can be exported to get wine in exchange. Each unit of cloth will exchange for PC by PW units of wine. Each unit of cloth will then exchange for PC by PW units of wine. So 1 hour of labor yields, so we know 1 hour of labor yields so 1 hour of labor yields what? It yields 1 by ALW into PC by PW units of wine. We know then 1 hour of labor yields 1 by ALW into PC by PW units of wine. Now America will be able to import more wine than it could produce with 1 hour of labor, as long as America will be able to import more wine than it could produce will be able to produce sorry it will be import will be able to import more wine than it could produce with 1 hour of labor. With 1 hour of labor, as long as as long as 1C by ALC into PC by PLW PW is greater than 1 by ALW is greater than 1 by ALW. However, in international equilibrium, if neither country produces both goods, the following inequality must hold. So, if either country produces both goods, so if either country produces both goods, then the following inequality must hold, which is PC by PW is greater than ALC by ALW, which is PC by PW is greater than ALC by ALW. This shows that America can get wine at lower cost by making cloth, exporting it and obtaining wine in exchange. Similarly, Britain can produce wine and export it to get cloth at a lower cost from America than it can by producing it domestically. Thus, both countries gain through specialization and exchange. So, thus both countries gains through specialization and exchange. Thus, both countries gain from specialization and exchange. So both country gains from specialization and exchange. So now we'll talk about the consumption gain. So we are done with the production gain. We'll revise to it, don't worry. Now we'll come to what? We'll come to consumption gain. So what is consumption gain? Before trade, we knew what? Before trade, country consume exactly the same amount of two goods it produces. So country consume exactly the same amount of goods it produces. International trade increases a society's consumption possibilities by enabling it to go beyond its PPF. So by enabling it to go beyond its PPF. So now for an example, if America produces on, if you look into the diagram we have drawn here, in this diagram, America produces at point F, which is on the production possibility frontier, but consume on the trading possibility frontier, which is TPF, which is TF, but consume on TF. Produces on F but consume on TF, which is TPF. Similarly, the other produces at F star on its PPF, which is looks like this, and instead of this. So by this, when two countries specializes in producing the goods in which they have a comparative advantage, both countries gains from trade. So both countries gains from trade. Now in the next video, what I'll do is I'll talk about the comparative advantage with many goods, and then again in the last video we'll revise through the entire chapter that we have done in today's videos. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any query or doubt, or if you want to know more, you can simply WhatsApp me on this number, which is 9836793076, or you can also go to our website, which is www.showropsirsclasses.com. There you will find a lot of other videos like this, and you will also get to see a lot of other materials which are needed for different entrance exams. So thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day ahead.